This story I received has cringe levels so off the charts that I need you guys to promise me that you'll strap in and mentally prepare yourself before we begin. And with that being said, let's call the subscriber who sent in today's story, let's call him Oscar. So this all happened one day when Oscar was doing what he did every day, and that was going to his local park. And in Oscar's neighborhood, there was this park that a lot of people went to. It was very popular. Kids of all ages went there. They went with their parents. They'd go as teens to go skate there. It was just kind of like, it was pretty chill. It was a nice little location. And Oscar went to this park almost every day. Almost every day he definitely could, unless he had too much schoolwork or something. But anyways, right, this all happened one day when Oscar was going to the park, as he always did, and he was stopped by this group of kids. And this group of kids was definitely defined by, Hot Topics t-shirt, dyed black hair, lots of like chains or whatever. The world is cruel to me and cruel alone. And let me just say, if that's like your style, bro, I kind of dig part of that style, dude. Like, I don't personally rock it, but I mess with it. If you're a little emo, man, I'm not, and nothing against you, as long as you don't act like these kids, bro. So this group of emo kids, they stop Oscar, and they're like, bro, do you have a problem with us? And Oscar's like, no, man, I'm just trying to go to the park. And they're like, this is our turf, dude. And Oscar's just kind of looking at them like, brother in Christ, bro, like, this is a park. This is a public park. What are you even saying? They're like, yeah, this is our territory. Now scram, dude. And Oscar's like, no, I don't think I will. I come here every day. This is a public park. This is not your territory. I think I'm good. And so like one of the emo kids, kind of like the main leader one, looks to his left, looks to his right, kind of looks back at his other, like the other kind of minions there, the other emo minion guys. And he's like, this kid doesn't get it. Let's show them like what we're made of, or like what we're all about. And they, like, all three of them, or all four or five, a big group of them, right? They all start approaching Oscar, and Oscar doesn't want to pick a fight. Never pick a fight, just in general, but Oscar really just doesn't want to have to deal with a fight or anything. So he's like, all right, bro, like, I'm not trying to do anything here. I'm not trying to pick a fight. And the main emo kid's like, yeah, I knew you were lame. And Oscar's like, bro, I just don't mess with that. Like, can I just go to the park and do what I want to do? And, the emo kids were like, no, this is our turf. And Oscar's like, bro, I've said this before. I go here every single day. I've never seen you guys. This is not your quote unquote turf or whatever you're trying to say. And they're like, all right, well then a fight it is. So Oscar, as much as he enjoyed the park, was just not trying to have a fight. He's like, you know what, whatever, I'll just go somewhere else. And, Oscar, was kind of like, he was really mad. He was steamy because he hated giving them a win. But first of all, even if they were kind of like, they weren't big, like, look, they weren't the most menacing by themselves. But whenever there's a 1v5, 1v4 fight, it doesn't matter if you're like Hulk Hogan and they're like, actually, maybe, okay. It doesn't matter, right, how like strong you are to an extent. Okay, if you're the Rock, dude, maybe that's a little different. But assuming you're not The Rock, 1v5, it's just never going to go well. So Oscar's like, fine, whatever. And, anyways, Oscar shows up the next day, and guess who's not there? Oh, yeah, their turf? Bro, they just went somewhere else. They got bored. They got bored of scaring off people. And Oscar was like, you know what? Good. I hope I never see these guys again. Unfortunately for Oscar, about a week later, he was going to the movies, and he was going to meet one of his friends there, but his friend was kind of running late, and his friend's like, hey, dude, just, like, go in without me, go get our seats, like, I'll come join you in a second, and Oscar's like, all right, bet, like, whatever, that's fine. And so Oscar goes into the movie theater, and as he's walking towards the movie, right, he makes eye contact with a group of kids, and he can tell, even from far away, he knows exactly who they are. Yep. They're the same, like, 4 or 5 emo kids he met in the park. And in his head, he's like, you can't be serious, bro. Real quick, comment emo down below if you want to harden your comment. That will be the secret word of the day. And so anyways, right, Oscar is kind of just standing there like, you got to be kidding me. Of course, out of all the people that I'm going to meet in the movie theater, in this specific one that I happen to go on this exact time, at this exact day, I'm going to meet these kids, right? So anyways, the kids walk up to Oscar because the main guy that he made eye contact with almost like smiled a little bit because he knew that like, oh, like this is the guy we picked on before and won, might as well do it again. That's one thing about like, you know, bullies. As soon as you give them like a little bit of leeway, they're just going to keep pushing and pushing. And this group was no different. So the emo kids, they all walk up in this like pack and they walk up to Oscar and they're like, long time no see, bro. And Oscar's like, yeah, didn't expect to see you guys out of your bedrooms. And they're like, what? Like, yeah, we go to movies all the time, bro. What are you talking about? So this time, right, Oscar, you know, he wanted to go see the movie with his friend. He was not about to let, like, these guys scare him off. And they're like, bro, this is our turf. What are you doing here? And Oscar looks at them with this look on his face of like, you can't be serious, bro. You can't be serious. First, a random park is your turf, and now the movie theater is your turf. Like, bro, please choose a battle. Like, come on, you can't, everything can't be your turf. And he looks at him, he says, I don't care, I'm going to see the movie. And they were like, well, you don't want to fight us because it's going to be 5'1" and you're going to lose. And Oscar is thinking to himself, yeah, I'm probably not going to win a 5v1, even if it's a bunch of like people I could definitely beat up 1v1, but they would never do that because they know that they would lose. He's thinking to himself like, wow, like I'm really about to like either get beat up or have to not see a movie with my friend. And he's looking around and he sees a security officer, right? And he's like, all right, perfect. So he kind of leads them a little bit closer until like they're in sight because he's like walking back a little bit and they're walking towards him. So he kind of leads them into the sight of the security officer. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to stay here. If you're going to fight me, that's up to you. Like, it's not my problem. And they were like, you know, the main emo kid looks at the other four and he's like, you heard them, boys. Let's go beat this guy up. And so sure enough, right, one of the emo kids takes off his shoe and he throws it at Oscar. And Oscar's like, ow, what? And then all the other kids, they start taking off their shoes and pelting it at Oscar. So Oscar runs away, like kind of a slow jog away towards the security guard. And the security guard sees what's happening and he sees the big group of kids like running after Oscar, throwing stuff at them. And the security guard's like, what's going on over here? And Oscar's like, they said that this was their turf. I just wanted to go see a movie, and they said that they were going to fight me if I stayed, so I stayed, and they're throwing shoes at me. And the security guard looks at them. He's like, is this true? And you would have thought that like a rational person, if they're in this situation, they would have tried to lie to stay out of it, be like, oh no, he's making that up. But the main emo kid is like, yes, we're defending our turf. And the security guard's like, oh, okay, well, all four of you or all five of you, yeah, you're banned. Like, you got to go now. I'm kicking you out, and you're not allowed back in. And they're like, no, society, it is so cruel. Why do my actions have consequences? Yeah, but sure enough, right, Oscar was allowed to stay because, I mean, he wasn't the one who initiated this fight. And, yeah, he went to go see the movie with his friend, and he was chilling. And he actually never ended up seeing this group of kids again. Well, maybe he did if they weren't in, like, full emo costume, whatever, right? They were just, like, dressed normally. He wouldn't really have known, especially if he wasn't the main guy. But other than that, he never had any problems with them again. Up to this point, this happened like a couple months ago, so maybe things will change. But as of now, he's doing well. Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it.